Okay. Hey, y'all. Whew. So I am fresh out the kitchen from a lot of meal prep. So let's just jump into it. I'm going to give this another power hour. Let's see how far I can get. I think it's this one. Yep, that's the right one. All right. So we left off on right here. All right. Commissioner of Agriculture is already. And see, this is what, and I'm not going to look this up in this moment, but it's interesting to me that we have a Commissioner of Agriculture and of General Land. So, what I'm assuming is that the agricultural land doesn't fall under the general land. So, and general land doesn't even sound like it's about the property. I'm going to look up those two positions. Just okay. Railroad commissioner, same thing, unopposed. Now we're getting into judges. So let's go with Supreme Court here. Share. Nope. This is the Texas Supreme Court. So remember, we have most things we're going to have three levels. You're going to have local, which is city, county, town, if you live in a township. And then you'll have state, and then you have federal. So this is not the federal, the national Supreme Court justice. We don't pick those. Okay, so right now we've got Jimmy Blaylock, 28th, and current 28th. Really? Oh, the interesting stuff. Okay. So he was appointed in 2025 to replace Nathan Heck, who retired, a conservative black bloc, previously served as a justice of the court since 2018 and has focused on upholding the rule of law. Excuse me. I should have got some water. I am willing to bet that he's running again. Okay. I am so grateful to the Texas Tribune for their coverage. It's so complete. I remember when I was a reporter, like during these times, what the newsrooms do, or at least they used to, is they split up all the candidates. Like it doesn't matter what your regular beat is, what you regularly cover, they're going to everyone in the newsroom. If you are a sports reporter, you are getting assigned some candidates, and then oh my gosh, we went through all the public records, of course, all the archive news about that person. You went through court records. Shelby County, oh my goodness, Shelby County, Tennessee drove me crazy because a lot of the records were not digitized at the time. And this is only maybe 10 years ago, 10, maybe a little, maybe like 12. So at that time, it made no sense that we were in the 21st century and they hadn't digitized. So I would have to like look up the court records, call up, it was very old school, and then go down to the courtroom, and the records were down in the basement. But and it's all these bookcases, and I'm talking about these were simple charges too. So anyhow, so we would go through the public records, then you know, there's LexisNexis, and then of course there's interviewing the candidates themselves. So I say all that to say, for a race, a primary that is this large and this expansive, and this heated, right, and engaged, the Tribune has done a phenomenal job in, because most of the races that we've looked up, they have found, we have been able to find something. Now, I will say that I have noticed that most of their coverage doesn't include all of the candidates for all of the races. So, like for governor, I think they only had like 4 on here, and we found that there were 7. I think there were 7 in just the Democrat race, right? So I think we could be a little bit more comprehensive, but hands down, I appreciate the way that they've gone about it. They've even split it up to tell us about what the elected position is. So let's and then what's at stake, and then for this they give us the campaign finances, the major donors for the cycle, their experience, their political ideology. Like, I really appreciate this. You can't lean on it 100%, right? But it gives a really good starting place. So we'll start with the elected position. It's the state's highest civil court, civil, right? Final arbitrator of major issues of state law. Justices are elected to 6-year terms in partisan elections, but if they step down before their term expires, which is often the case, yeah, because who stays at a job for 6 years? I wonder how much this person gets paid. I'm always interested to know how much they get paid, because a lot of the positions that you would think make a lot more money make abysmally low salaries. And then those that you would think would be lower salaries are astronomically high. And it's usually because, just like what just happened for the Harris County clerk, you have someone who was in the position at the time, and some friendlies who approve these raises. And so it's more dependent on the person at the time than the position itself, right? Because I think we will all agree. In fact, I don't want to quote this wrong, but like the Texas state reps, I could swear they make something like $2,600 a year, but I could be super, super wrong. No, I'm not super wrong. I'm not far off. Salary. Yeah, $7,200 a year, which comes down to $600 a month. That's where I was getting that six. And so, just think about how much time they spend out there, and they're making $600 a month. And with that type of compensation, then that means that they have to have additional income coming in, which to me means that our state representatives are in danger always of having biases. Let's go with biases. And they're always open for being in someone's pocket or having their own interests, because they are making money outside of the job that we have assigned them to. So this says that, oh, I should share this tab real quick. So this says it comes down to, and then there's a per diem that they get for $221 per day during legislative sessions for living expenses. So for those who don't know what a per diem is, that's basically an amount of money that a company or employer will give you per day for you to be able to spend. So $221 seems like a whole lot, but also they have to pay for somewhere to stay while they're in session. They have to pay for something to eat. And out of your per diem, they do have staff. I would imagine that every once in a while they grab their staff something, and then they become eligible for pension after 8 years of service. I'm gonna just say, wow. Okay, you are off task, sis. Let's get back on task. Okay, so all of the current justices are Republicans. There has not been a Democrat elected to the bench since the 1990s. Whoa! 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 And like, the judges are partisan is an issue. I have a problem when we have a sheriff who is partisan personally, right? I actually don't think that that should be a thing. I don't think that our judges should be partisan. Now, everyone has their personal views, but when you're running under a certain party, that just feels like a built-in bias. And can we change that? Yeah, we can change that. I think we have bigger fish to fry in this here and now moment, but let's put that in our back pockets. And so, what's at stake? Texas Supreme Court interprets the state constitution. The one that we severely altered last year with all them daggone propositions that no one read, even though we needed y'all to read them. And that's okay. Okay, we're not complaining. Like whether state laws can remain in effect or if elected officials are overstepping their roles. So there is a no. keep going. It decides which cases to review, and its rulings are final, giving the nine justices huge influence over the laws of Texas. In recent years, the Supreme Court has upheld Texas's bans on abortion and gender-affirming care for minors, weighed in on pandemic protocols for elections and evictions, and delayed the execution of Robert Roberson, a death row inmate accused of killing his 2-year-old daughter. Several very important cases are before the court right now, including the question of whether Democrats who left the state to protest redistricting can be removed from office. So if you remember, there was this big old thing about Trump wanting to redistrict Texas, even though it wasn't time to redistrict. 100% so that the Republicans can gain more seats during this primary and general election this year during the midterms. And then there were a bunch of state reps who said, no, because since they're in the minority, the only way for them to have weighed in is for them to have broken quorum. So they did, and the Republicans are trying to say that they broke the law in doing that. 4 of the 9 spots on the court are on the ballot this year, including the Chief Justice position. All Republican incumbents face no primary challenges. In the Democratic primary, there are only multiple candidates in place 1 and place 7, right? And I've seen a big uptick in the Democrats trying to make sure that we have people running for those judge positions. Okay. So place 1 is the Chief Justice, and that's Jimmy Blaylock. He's running unopposed. So then Democrat options are Corey, and I want to make sure I'm looking at the right one. Wrong one. Okay. I want to make sure how many are in that race. Okay, so there really are just 2. Okay, so major donors this cycle is a Dallas attorney, a bunch of attorneys, one of them from out of state. So I'm going to imagine that at some point he worked on Capitol Hill or worked in D.C. Okay. Partner at Thompson. So yes, he is an attorney. Served as a justice on Texas's 5th Court of Appeals from 2019 to 2025, commissioner on the Texas Judicial Commission on Mental Health, assistant attorney general in the Office of the Attorney General for Washington, D.C., assistant district attorney for Dallas County. I mean, bruh, unless Maggie got credentials, you got a resume, friend. Okay. Carlisle is running as a Democrat who says his judicial philosophy is to faithfully interpret laws and follow precedent. Well, yeah. And Preston Hollow Democrats is a Dallas neighborhood group. Okay, Maggie has more money on hand in this moment. Blue Victory Communications, a political consulting firm, in-kind video production. Oh, okay. They did her video for her. Controversial former Texas County District Judge, Austin family attorney. Oh, for shits and giggles, let's find out what blacklisted for flurry of suits. An Austin lawyer is eyeing an elected judicial post in Travis County, was sanctioned by a local court last year for attacking members of a neighborhood association's board with a flurry of repetitious lawsuits. The 2 judges, why was she even involved in that? I don't think I have the bandwidth to care about why these people were doing what these people were doing. Okay. So Madeline was doing a whole lot. Experience, Justice of Texas. So they were also on she's currently, what is that? Court of Appeal. Oh, goodness, excuse me. Previously worked in private practice with a focus on juvenile and family law. Former assistant district attorney at Travis County Attorney's Office, former administrative law judge, former public school teacher, and foster mom. Oh, I find that nice. Ellis is a Democrat who is running on a platform of removing politics from the judiciary and expanding access to justice. She has said she decided to run for the seat after the Texas Supreme Court issued guidance saying judges did not have to perform same-sex marriages, a decision she called an attack on our community and our Constitution. UT alum, and she's got all of the big endorsements. Oh no, that's place 2. That's place 2. Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay, now I feel it's necessary. I might be able to get enough just out of that because power hour and whatnot. Carlisle brings the temperament, wisdom, and experience to lead the court into the future. Continues a career in appellate law, career. That's a nice picture. Authored approximately 300 opinions. Mm, okay, well, Carlisle, bruh, Corey, I need more from you, Corey. I know you're running a shoestring campaign, and I know how tough that is. So I ain't gonna judge you, but I will say, see, she's got all the big endorsements. I wonder why they decided her over. Um,
I've lived what happens when the state forgets who it's supposed to serve.
We want a judge who will protect everyone's rights,
not take them away.
As a teacher, a foster mom, a lawyer, and a judge, but first, as a child who needed the help of the system, I became a judge to make sure justice still means something in Texas.
Texas needs justice and safety for all.
Now I'm running for the Texas Supreme Court to bring fairness back to the people it's supposed to serve. Too many Texans are left behind by our state Supreme Court. Lately, recent rulings have made it harder for families already struggling to get by. Our Supreme Court should protect people, not play politics. The Texas Supreme Court has never had a female Chief Justice. I'm running to change that because you can't serve people you don't see.
Service means something to her, and you can see it.
I'm Maggie Ellis, asking for your vote for Chief Justice of the Texas Supreme Court.
I do like that she's more family centric. I enjoy that. I think we need that as someone who's interpreting laws. I really wish Corey could give me a video. I want to see him speak. I'm gonna go on a different tab for that. Share this tab, videos. I am not going on IG on my computer. No. Okay. As long as it plays, because I don't want to have to sign in.
I'm one of you. I'm a Rockwall Democrat, and Rockwall Democrats, we have an issue. We are being drastically outvoted by the Republicans in our county. We can't let it keep going like this. And so I need you, and I need you to tell your friends to come out and vote, and let's show them what we're made of out here in Rockwall. Again, Corey Carlisle, I'm your candidate for Chief Justice of the Texas Supreme Court. Get out there and vote.
I like his resume. I like her. I like her full resume. All I know about him is his resume. But he's got great case background, and I like that. Let's see if I can get something from LinkedIn. If I can glean anything from LinkedIn. Look at him campaigning and still doing stuff. Okay. All right. We are going to move on because I can figure you can from what we have gotten. So the next place, I think, is place 7. Let me check my ballot. Yeah, Supreme Court. Yep, place 7. Okay. Kyle Hawkins. It has $250,000. Bunch of big PACs, law firms. Okay. The newest Supreme Court Justice, Hawkins, was appointed by Abbott October 2025, served on the transition team for the Trump Department of Justice. Okay, so he's a MAGA Republican. He's against ACA and Planned Parenthood, basically trying to tell people what to do with their lives. Those are my opinions, and I do not apologize for them. I don't care what your religious views are. My religious views tells me that I can't tell other people what they can do with their lives. You know what? No, we are not about to go into it. Power hour, Chris. Power hour. Stay on task. Okay, so Gordon Goodman, $1,000 on hand. He loaned his campaign his own money. Okay, I respect that. And he ain't got time for questionnaires. I see that. So it looks like, just looking at this, it's looking to me like they did some of their own research, but they also had some questionnaires that they sent out. And I got to be honest, those questionnaires will drive you batty. Okay, Gordon and Kristen. So Kristen has all the big dollars, a law firm that is working to elect candidates who oppose tort reform measures. Well, what kind of tort reform measures? She is from, no, there are some Houston attorneys that are backing her. Judge of the 11th Circuit Court in Houston since 2017, where she led the court's response to COVID-19 and has been appointed to oversee 2 multi-district litigation proceedings, including the Astroworld lawsuits. Wow. Previously ran her own private practice focused on Social Security disability claims, served as tax master, presiding over cases involving a delinquent property taxes for a swath of Harris County for 5 years. So she is from Houston. I love that there are so many great Houston candidates on here. Hawkins is a Democrat running on her experience as a trial court judge. Said the high court could benefit from the perspectives of district judges who are often tasked with implementing Supreme Court rulings and see their effects on parties, lawyers, and judges. Hawkins is a strong believer in access to jury trials and said appellate courts should be cautious in overturning jury verdicts. Mm-hmm. Okay. She was elected as judge. Okay, that's just okay. Judge Hawkins is a jurist deeply rooted in her community and continues to strive to improve legal profession while making a difference in the lives of those she serves. Man, okay, shoot. Let me go run for judge because it don't seem like they have to tell us half of nothing. Okay, she got the caucus from Houston. And no. I like that he was previously on the Court of Appeals. Did I go on his website? No, I didn't. But let justice roll down from waters and righteousness like an ever flowing stream. Remember this bar, Pennsylvania bar, energy bar. Serves on words like the Urban League. Here's my concern with, I was about to call her old girl. My concern with her is that, no, is it her? Wait, it's not her. No, I meant to say that for Maggie. So for Maggie, one of my challenges with Maggie, although I agree with her, is that even that video we watched, there is a focus on only one issue, right? And I don't ever want a judge that's focused in on one issue. Okay, go back to the race you were on, Tina. Okay. Kristen, did I go on her website? You did. You did. And you went on his. and we were going on his. I didn't actually get to scroll through the rest of his. I like that he gave us some of that to look at. So, no. So are both of them from Houston? At this point, all the candidates are starting. I will have to remind myself, mañana, or tonight. Okay. Gordon, and then old girl. She's from Houston. He is also from Houston. I know I wasn't tripping. Okay, so we have 2 Houston folks served as tax master, presiding over cases involving delinquent property taxes for a swath of Harris for 5 years. I'm going to need to do these a little bit earlier because I want to almost ask folks. Okay. Let's see what our next race is. Supreme Court, where are we at? Place 7. Place 8, place 3. Oh, we're in the criminal appeals now. Unopposed. Look at all of that. Look at that, y'all. Okay. Chief Justice for the 14th Court of Appeals. Ooh, it's cold. Tracy is currently the Chief Justice for the Texas 14th District Court of Appeals. Having served since 2021. She was first appointed to the court as a justice in 2009. Her term ends at the end of this year. The court is located in Houston. Yeah, thanks for that. Okay, wonderful. All right. Well, Houston Voters Guide. We got just Sarah? No, that's not possible. I want this to be easier. State Chief Justice. Is this right? Yep, that is. Yay. All right, so we have Sarah Beth. Oh, wait. You were not looking at what I was looking at. Wonder if you were paying attention. Okay, qualifications. What training? Served 6 years on a Court of Appeal as a Court of Appeals justice, held a leadership role in hiring staff and creating and running the law student intern program. I love anyone who creates and runs internship programs. I have both civil and criminal experience. How will you ensure your rulings remain impartial and free from both political and the interests of your campaign donors? 12 years as a public defender is good practice for being independent, not being influenced by pressure or criticism. When I was elected, I did not accept special interest donations, but after Elon Musk dumped millions of dollars into this local judicial race, that seemed quaint. When I work on cases, I block out the names of the attorneys so that I will not let unconscious bias affect me. Oh. Philosophy is I take heart in the words of Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg. Get it right and keep it tight. Holla at your girl. Beyond this, I strive to write for the loser, to explain as thoughtfully and clearly as I can how I have reached my decision. If there are 2 ways to decide a case, I choose the one that does the least harm to the parties, the law, and the legal system. What do you see as the most pressing challenge facing today? Access to justice and timely justice are the largest issues facing courts. The county law library to be a hub of resources for self-represented litigants and promote the Houston Bar Association's pro bono program. For timeliness, the court could implement internal. By the way, that is a really good resource. The Harris County Law Library is pretty dope. So if you're having any sort of legal issues, you should definitely go check that out. So Connie Gonzalez did not respond. Okay. No problem. We'll go look you up. Hey, girl. Sixth generation Latina. For more than 20 years, I've had the privilege of practicing law, representing clients across the state in a wide range of matters. Service has been a constant thread throughout my career. I'm deeply honored to have been recognized by the state bar, born in Stockton, and raised in a small town environment that instilled personal responsibility and a deep respect for education. Her father is a World War II vet. That's pretty cool. Um, got her law degree from Tulane. Went to Texas A&M. Opened her own practice. Has 2 grown children. Okay. And you are running against Miss Sarah Beth, who we shall look up, see if we can get to her website too, and then we are off to the next race. All right, so Sarah Beth is a former Texas First District Court of Appeals judge. Oh, I should read this. Brought the first woman appointed to the Pakistan Supreme Court to Houston for a free continuing legal education program open to the community. Oh, that's nice. The internship program liaison to the Houston Bar Association Appellate Section, co-chair of the Law Library Committee, Criminal Affairs Committee chair, council member for the State Bar Texas Appellate Section, Color of Justice Law Student Conference organizer, Association of Women Judges. Opened the court to weddings for the public, officiated dozens of weddings, brought open opinion writing software to the court to make opinions easier to read and understand. Opinion writing or reading? I don't know how I feel about that, Judge, but mostly because I don't understand what you got. Oh, you cookies up, pee. I need one of my siblings to have another child before my election. No. Just kidding. Just kidding. Okay. Endorsements. Okay. She got the Chronicle and the Caucus. So these are good endorsements. Just remember that endorsements are not the end all be all. It is an idea of what other people think. So Connie, okay. I think I can kind of pick on that one. All right. So back to we are busting through them at this point. All right. So that is unopposed, unopposed, unopposed. And we are down to same 14th Court of Appeals, place 7 Justice. I do not know any of those. That is not what I want. That guy looks really happy. Is this the one I'm looking for? Michael, Derek, and William. William, Derek, and Michael. Okay. Oh my gosh, look at that hair. This is a great group of guys this is a great looking group of guys. Let's say that. I mean, you got everything here. All right. So Ken Wise. Oh gosh. Okay. We're going to ignore all of that. Derek only has his Facebook page listed. Oh, we could check there. I like this. Oh, this is Texas Judges. Okay. University of Miami. So our youngest guy is going to be Michael Adams, or seemingly youngest, let's say that. Other education, UT, Houston Christian University, Nigeria in 1990. Oh, so he came, I got you, right? And this is what I love when okay, I'm not going to make, there are certain things that I don't feel the need to comment on. Jury, other judicial. So he is a judge. Oh, that's wise. That's the Republican candidate. Civil appellate law for Michael Adams. That's a board certification. Courts admitted. Honors and awards. Our dude on the left with the long silver tresses. He ran before too. Got 12% in 2020, 62% in 2022, and then 47%. I mean, this guy you are moving on up to the east side. And so run for something, and the Houston, so this must be our progressive-esque candidate. Most recent polls have silver hair winning. I can't remember his name. Judicial candidates love to say that they will just follow the law, but that is not always so simple. While that is a principal responsibility of any judge, and I'm reading this from our Michael Adams guy. While that is the principal responsibility of any judge, almost every case an appellate judge decides has a bona fide dispute about the meaning of the application of the law. On closed questions, judges inevitably call upon their values and experiences to come to a conclusion. Michael understands that his job as a judge would be to read the law in the context of our democracy. As the Supreme Court of Texas has long recognized, laws often must be read in favor of the people exercising their democratic rights. As a justice, Michael will comply with his duty to follow the law. Okay. I would have, okay. Let's see if we can get over to William DeMond. I wonder if he's from Louisiana. His people got to be. Lectures, litigation, schooling and scholarships. Okay, so he became a staff attorney in 2023 for the 5th District Court of Appeals. He was a staff attorney. He is a staff attorney, and before that, he had his own law firm. All right, Silver Fox. They look like they working, except for this dude. He caught the other guy. You supposed to be looking up there. William DeMond is talking. Okay. Former constitutional rights with over decades litigating landmark cases at the state and federal level. All right, let's give Derek a try. Maybe I'm logged into Facebook on this computer. It is more than likely not. Oh, look at God. Oh, I'm not logged into mine. I'm logged into someone else's. Okay, so Derek Obialo. He told us he was running, honored to earn the endorsement of Texas Coalition of Black Dems. Yeah, he's been running a good grassroots Bayou Blue Dam candidate forum. That's fun. That is fun, fun, fun. Full House. Yeah, he's been doing boots on the ground campaigning out in the community. I think I like it. All right, let's look at Adams Herta. All right, Adams. Adams Herta. Michael. Okay. Um, I think. Oh, I appreciate that. I very much appreciate that he put in what these do. There's 9 justices that sit on the court. That's why he is probably well liked. Okay. I have enough information on them. I hope that you do as well. I mean, for whoever is watching this. Okay. So that's enough of that. That was criminal, right? No, that was Court of Appeals. All right. So we just did civil. So civil unopposed. All right. So this one, I can say I like Whitney Signs. I don't know that I've actually met her yet. So this is going to be civil court, which handles all the things. It is cold in here, but I don't want to get up. I just want to finish doing this. Okay. Went to U of H, not completely understand incumbent, and was able to beat out Gerald Fowler. Let's see what Gerald. Oh, man, I am. You are no on the same tab. Okay, opened up all. Let's go over here to Tanya because hers is filled out. All right. Well, that we already read that shit. Okay. So Tanya, let's find out more about you, friend. Sponsored results. Working on that SEO, I see. Higher than somebody's, or she's got a tech background. Her hobby, she took up baking and decorating cakes and cookies. Have a birthday? Ask her. You'll probably get a birthday cake. Well, shoot, I do. Okay, so she was raised in Albuquerque, graduated from Oklahoma State in 97 and then came out here after that. She's been involved in organizations at a leadership level since 2008 when she was president of the Houston Young Lawyers Association. Her favorite thing, when not at work, she loves to spend time with her kids, friends, and dogs. She loves listening to music and sings and dances regularly in her shower, kitchen, and car. She's a proud fan of the Houston Texans and is always loyal to the Oklahoma State Cowboys. With your help, we can win. This is really a one-page website. I ain't mad at you. Okay. Let's learn about the Republican candidate super quickly. Well, that can't be right. The pepper guy can't be him, can it? This can't be the same guy. I refuse. I absolutely refuse. So, that that guy is not the same guy. I mean, absolutely nothing. Nada. Okay. So basically, we can have that seat. All we got to do is vote. Or Dems, all you got to do is vote come November. So Whitney Moore, she has 3 names on the ballot. Like 3. She has a middle name or a second last name on the ballot. Jones? Yeah. Whitney Jones Moore. All right, Miss Moore. More legal group. So she has her own agency. Oh, I've heard a lot about her. Um, Happy to tell you we can help. I decided to be an attorney because I love helping people. Let's do her education real quick. University of Akron. So she's from Ohio. Then she went to TSU. Oh, no. She went to TSU and then went to Ohio for law. Why you ain't go to TSU for law school? Maybe she just wants to get out of Houston. Are you from Houston? More Right Law, PLLC, attorney at law, contract attorney, Employment Opportunity Commission. I'm reading some of her background associations. Of course, she's part. It'd be so funny to me when they're like, the lawyer is a part of the bar association. I mean, likely, right? Okay, so driven by a passion for justice and a belief in the power of community, Whitney has devoted her career to helping people find their voice and receive fair treatment under the law with advanced legal and business training, long history of public speaking and community involvement, completed a BBA at TSU. Okay. And this was the one with Tanya Garrison, right? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. And we're off to the next one. See what I'm saying? Like once we get into it, once we get rolling, all's good. All right. So this is Deidre Davis, and this is one of the civil districts. And it is one of the races that I have met both of the candidates. And I've also heard a lot in the community about each of the candidates, and I try my best not to give too much weight to everything. Like there's like this 3-tier filter that goes on with me. I am absolutely grateful for my career as a journalist because I get a bunch of information that may or may not be the best information, right? So, Deidre Davis on modernizing justice, expanding access, and leading Harris County. So she is currently in office. Okay, national. Can you briefly describe your role in the work of your court? There's personal injury cases and other civil litigation. Back unique because she has 32 years of legal experience, spent 10 years as a civil litigation paralegal and 22 years running her own law firm. You often say that you are the difference mean in practice. Justice should be fair, but it should also be accessible and humane. One of the first things I changed was scheduling. Every case receives its own specific, come on, man, its own specific hearing time, so attorneys and litigants aren't forced to wait all day. I also conduct hearings via Zoom, which saves people from unnecessary travel and expenses. Most hearings are scheduled within 30 to 34 days. Your courtroom has gained attention for its unique approach to juror experience. Why is that important to you? Jurors are deciding people's futures. I want them comfortable, focused, and in the right mindset. I've added amenities like water, coffee, and even popcorn and game options in jury rooms. These small things help reduce stress so jurors can. That's nice. You've also spoken about addressing barriers to justice beyond the courtroom itself. Access to justice doesn't end with a verdict. For example, court records are critical for appeals, but the cost of obtaining them can be prohibitive. I work to ensure people have fair access to records so they can defend their rights at every level of the legal system. I've completed more trials to verdict than any other civil judge in Harris County. In 1 year alone, I conducted 131 trials to verdict. That reflects my commitment to ensuring people actually get their day in court instead of being delayed or discouraged by the system. Well, that was actually quite helpful. Thank you, Deidre, for putting that there. I'm really not looking at. Oh, I've heard about this where she is helping people to expunge their dismissed charges. So that's pretty cool. I was looking at before. What's happening here? Would I be able to click on something? Oh, fantastic. Whoa! Look at this resource. When did this come out? Oh, I'm not logged in on my computer. I'm logged in on my phone. So I could do that, except I can't go live on YouTube without, so it doesn't matter. All right. So I think we have enough on Deidre. Let's look at Jimmy Brown, Houston candidate. And he's so nice. He's absolutely so nice. Oh, I thought this had a picture I was going to show y'all. He looks like a nice guy. He actually is. And experience, has practiced law for 42 years, including 300 plus motions, depositions, civil and commercial litigation, environmental law, consumer law, real estate law, all the laws, and appellate experience. What are the two most pressing issues that you'll face in office that you seek? Describe your specific plans. Reducing backlog and reducing the time from filing to mediation and trial. Reducing the backlog will require reading motions, discovery, and for summary judgment. Setting specific dates for discovery and summary judgment hearings. Setting and requiring pretrial conferences. Making use of court reporters. Establishing a better working relationship with the court staff, bailiffs, and court reporters. Jury trials, at pre-trials, mandatory establishment of uncontested facts. And some of that sound like what Deidre does too, what she's been working on. I wonder if there's a difference. I'm not versed enough in law to know. And he was Navy JAG officer, which is really interesting, right? That just adds such a level of expertise. Wait, will it talk?
Brown Jr. But I am Jimmy Brown, and I'm running for judge for the 270th Judicial District Court. I've always wanted to be a judge, but the career path, I was in the sixth grade when I could feel something saying, be a lawyer. That's when the trek began, and went to UC San Diego for undergrad, graduated there, went to Thurgood Marshall School of Law, Texas Southern University after a year's hiatus. And
All right, so that is Jimmy and Deidre. So we are going to move on. I hope I'm sharing my screen. Okay, I was gonna say that would have just been tragic. Okay, what time am I at? I've got a lot done in this power hour. Okay, so where are we at? We are at one that I hadn't met anybody in yet. Okay, it is fine. It is easier when I met some of these guys. Like the one I just did for you, I was really this thing because I've met both of them, which makes it a little bit easier to decide on. All right, so Christine Weems. That's a fun name. Bringing deep trial experience, steady leadership, and a commitment to fairness in every courtroom. Respected statewide, trusty legal lawyer. Biography. Tell us about you, girl. Okay. Hey, Christine. It's the German dude. Double board certified trial attorney in both personal injury trial law and civil trial law. My gosh, I gotta go to bed because I gotta be up at 5. Okay, child of immigrants. Parents fled Vietnam at the fall of the Saigon, and Kristen attended Klein High School, Harris County, and South Texas College of Law. She's involved in Houston theater community and is a founding member of the Cone Man Running. That is really fun. That's really fun, friend. Because what that tells me is like, when I see things like that, it feels like they have a connection to the community outside of their profession, which gives them a more rounded view. I could be wrong and people can make their own decisions the way that they want to, but I do like seeing those types of things. Okay, who is running against Miss Weems? Amber. And when I tell you I'm definitely about to get through the two of them before we hit this hour mark, which is in 2 minutes. So such as like Amber Boyd Cora. She is a real estate attorney. Went to TSU, representing individuals and businesses in complex real estate, construction, and commercial matters. Civil court faces challenges related to efficiency, delays, and inconsistent case management. My plan is to promote clear scheduling orders, timely rulings, and active oversight. Okay. Oh, I can check her LinkedIn. We've got some interesting mutual connections. A long time ago. Board of Directors and Associate Attorney at Law. She's been running her own practice for 13 years. And what is this? Is this civil? I think it's civil. District judge. Okay. I see where we're going there. And then let me go back to Miss Christine again real quick. Biography. Oh yeah, that's our theater girl. She's not, that feels right. What kind of law does she practice again? Okay. All right. I am definitely going to call her done. So where am I at on the ballot? The next two races are uncontested, unopposed, uncontested, whatever. So now we're going to go into juvenile. Oh my gosh. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That ain't bad. So what? I could do 5, 10 minutes each. That's an hour. And then getting down into the county. Yeah, right. Those are all unopposed. So 5 more judge races. And no. Just when you think you're done with judges, you are not. Um, one, two, three, four. That's 9. That one's gonna take some time. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 15 more races, and then I am into propositions. And I may or may not go over the propositions with y'all because these are just survey questions from the party. So, shoot, I forgot where we left off. Were we on page 4? No, girl, you were on page 2. Wait, who have we done? Who have we not done? Oh, juvenile. Okay. So, page 3. Oh my gosh. And the challenge is like sitting here at this computer. If I go live on my phone, much more comfortable. I prefer to work from my phone and do research from my phone. I may not do. Okay, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do some of the big races real quick and then I'm going to backtrack. So the district is so long. A lot of people tell me to vote for, nope. Let me see, 1, 2, it's 3 on here. I think I actually met Desiree. I wonder if she's the one. No, it's this one. No. One of them was in the MLK parade that I like to go to. Okay, I am going to call this and then I'll come back. I'll do district clerk and Harris County judge. Am I missing any other big ones? Oh, the Democratic Party chair. I'm actually looking forward to looking into that one because the amount that people have to say about that one is really interesting. Okay, so when I come back, I will do the county attorney, county clerk, and county judge. Yep, that's what I'm gonna do. Because my bedtime is at 9, and again, I gotta get up at 5 a.m. So I may research the judges on the fly tomorrow, the rest of the judges. But I do want to get through at least those 3 positions. I wonder if I can get through them in an hour. One more power hour. So if we are at 8 o'clock, I'm going to go take me an hour to decompress. Then I'll come back at 9, be done by 10:30, in bed by 11, or I could just power through. I want to be done with this, so I'm going to power through. Yeah. Okay. I am powering through, powering through. I actually think I want to come back though, because I think I want the county ones to be all in there. Oh, okay. I'm going to come back. I'm going to come back in, but like right now. Okay. In stream.